Well, my speculation didn't take. I got 20 minutes, just 20 minutes, to listen to myself essentially say I wouldn't be surprised if KD leaves first because of how they treated Kai based on what I've been hearing. He's done with the Nets even more so than Kyrie is, and that could trigger everything else. And I was right. KD just demanded a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. Kai has opted in, but they are done with that franchise. I told y'all. I told y'all. Everybody there should, just by sheer nature of human nature, be tired of that place. The Nets should be tired of those players. The players should be tired of the organization. The fans should probably want to rebuild, in my opinion, even though they know the type of talent they have. If they really know the game, they know they're just not good enough, and they know that that front office is stressed to hell and just wants a breather so they can build properly. If you're a GM, all you really want to do is build something that you can say worked. This ain't his vision. This was the vision of Kevin Durant. Sean Marks is forced to make it work, and that's not a GM's dream. That's not what you want. You want the owner and yourself to be on the same page about how to build something that you believe in, and then from there it works. Now I ain't saying Sean Marks ain't believe in this, but when you start having all this fall apart, all these things play themselves out, pantheon great talent leave your organization like James Harden, like this type of stuff is like, wait a minute, whoa, this is all happening on my watch, and I'm not in control. So if I'm Sean Marks, and I pride myself on being somebody who thinks like a armchair GM, I'm trying to get y'all out of here. It's not that I don't respect y'all. Hell, I could find myself in a different organization and want y'all where I'm at. You see what I'm saying? Like, not to speak nothing crazy, but let's say Sean Marks gets a job with the Clippers or something like that. At that point, he may actually want KD and Kyrie. It's not about that. It's about where you are in the organization and what the organization sentiment is for what they want, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So as I look at that, I say, ain't nobody should want to be there. Nobody should want to be there with Ben Simmons. And that's it. Kyrie didn't want to come back there. He just need to get his money. He wants to be in Los Angeles. That part is already established. The Nets want to trade him in Los Angeles. They just don't want the Westbrook contract. There are ways around that. And KD hasn't talked to these people in weeks, according to the reports. So as I continue to listen to more and more reports, I'm like, well, KD's tired of these people more so than even Kyrie is. Because KD looks at the situation like, that's my dog, and y'all ain't treating him right. You making him feel funny. I invited him here to come play with us, or he invited me here to come play with us, however that went, I don't know. And we are riding together, and y'all disrespected my mans. Made him feel like he was the worst thing in the world, act like he was the only person unvaccinated, had him. I look at KD, he's a different kind of guy, man. KD the kind of guy that, from what I've seen, that'll lash out at somebody who comes to his defense. If for some reason they're defending him, they ostracize somebody he cool with. He ain't going for it. That's a very unique trait. Most people are too cringe to think like that. Not him. You ain't gonna come to my defense if it means putting my buddy down. And he made up. His whole personality seemed to be built off that type of energy. So it's like, if he loved Kai like it looked like he do, he took offense to how the Nets treated him. And based on the reports that I heard from people like Carcino and Ticket TV, that adds up. That adds up. So it's all speculation, you guys. But looking at how this is playing itself out, there's nothing to be surprised about. Certainly not if you follow me. This is what we expected to happen to a degree. To a degree. And I think what it would depend on in my mind was what happened after Kyrie opted in, or some of the details that maybe were just speculation in my head. If the details were as they were, then yeah, people are tired. So now, what do we expect to happen next? Well, the Nets are in a really interesting position, obviously, because now they have to acquiesce to what KD wants. KD's on a 4-year deal. He's a Pantheon great, so you know what that's worth. Moving that ain't going to be difficult at all because he's KD. The question is, now teams start to dream about who they have to move to get KD, and it throws a monkey wrench in some of their plans. So I don't know that this gets done right away unless teams already had an inclination that this was possible. Now, if I'm Portland, I already thought this was possible because we were talking about this weeks ago. If I'm say Miami, I thought this was possible. You know, if it, you know what I mean, because you've been hearing KD and you're closer to the situation based on just how things tend to go with the not so tampering NBA that we're living in. So if you know then you already have packages set, ready to go. I still think that the Lakers may actually consider moving AD, Russell Westbrook's contract, for KD and Kyrie Irving. I would not rule that out because it has nothing to do with LeBron James' appreciation for AD. This is about the Lakers. I don't know what they think about AD. We got a bad taste in our mouth about him, and we're too reliant on him to stay healthy. If we get a chance to acquire a player like KD, I think the Lakers may actually consider doing that. Bron James, it won't even be about whether or not Bron's with it or not. It's about the Lakers acquiring one of the great players to ever play this game, just like it was when we got him. So if I'm Rob Pelinka, I'm going to at least kick the tires on that. I don't necessarily look at that as a realistic thing. I think they could probably get a deal that they're probably going to answer as more favorable to them than what we would put together. But I think the Kyrie deal is definitely is imminent. I think that's going to happen. I don't know that they're going to do it right away, though. I think they could still probably try to drag that thing out to the trade deadline, to be honest with you, which is something I hope I'm wrong about. But I could totally see them doing something petty like that, especially if they lost KD. They're going to blame Kyrie for him leaving. That's how they're going to look at it. So they may try something petty with Kyrie in regards to this. But I hope they don't. For the sake of what it is they're trying to do, it would be wise to not be petty. If I'm Sean Marks, I'm too tired to be petty. I'm happy this is happening. KD leaving means I'm not underneath the thumb of KD anymore. So please, by all means, get the hell out of here. That's just me, though. I don't know how they feel. And most importantly, it's about the owner and what that person feels. So at this point, my speculation says, let's just wipe it clean, you guys. You're the Nets. Nobody's expecting you to do anything special. Just rebuild, man. Rebuild around Ben Simmons, like I said. Keep them shooters. Try to get rid of Joe Harris's contract. Free that up, too. Just free yourself of all the bad contracts that you have. Empower Claxton. Empower Cam Thomas. Empower Seth Curry. Empower Ben Simmons. And go out there and tank. And literally, well, not tank because you don't have your picks, but go out there and try to figure out if you can do something in regards to rebuilding your process. Trade KD for a bunch of picks and go out there and just have a year that isn't expecting much of anything. I don't think anybody's going to care when you have the first pick in the draft in 2026, 2027, or something like that. If for some reason you're able to make a trade for KD that gets you some type of pick like that, it's kind of tricky. That's not going to work. But all in all, you're not forced to trade KD, so maybe you trade for pieces that you think fit Ben Simmons. I'm telling you, man, KD's from Washington. I would call Washington, see if they actually want him. See if they want to fleece themselves of all of their picks to send KD home to Washington, play with Bradley Beal. I would legitimately consider doing that if I'm the Nets, because I look at Washington and I say, y'all ain't doing nothing. Take this dude, let him play in his hometown with a winning player like Bradley Beal and Kristaps Porzingis and see how far they can go. And I'll take all of your picks from here to Texas. Get a fleece that would make the DeJounte Murray deal look like it didn't even work. Like San Antonio didn't get nothing. That's what I would try to do. Because at this point, it's like he doesn't have a no-trade clause. Whatever team gets him, all he has to do is demand his way out of there anyway. He can go wherever he wants. Just go take a couple steps to get him there. I'm going to get the best deal I can get if I'm Sean Marks. I'm sorry, KD. I'm cutthroat when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm going to think about my organization every single time. LeBron knows if he follows me. I've been talking about getting rid of him all the way up until about a month ago. So you know I get rid of anybody for anything if I think it helped me get a championship. So with that being said, yeah, maybe those are some of the options you do. Maybe you consider sending KD to a spot that would give you all the picks ever. Because that's the only return you should actually want for him. Either that or a Pantheon great like an Anthony Davis. That should be all you accept for KD. This is KD, man. This is Kevin Durant. Now, would the Golden State Warriors be willing to unload, say, Andrew Wiggins and maybe sign and trade us Looney or something like that, send him to a third spot if the Nets don't want him? There are a lot of different ways you can maneuver, but would the Golden State Warriors want to bring the greatest small forward they've ever had back to their organization? You know, I think that would be something that I would be tempted to do if I'm the Golden State Warriors, especially since they are probably letting Looney walk. Portis is going to come at a discount if that actually happens. So they may have a little more cap space. Maybe they let GP2 walk. If you're the Golden State Warriors, you got to kick the tires on KD, man. You have to, bro. You have to. It ain't right if he goes to another organization without first you trying to get him. I love Jordan Poole as much as the next person and probably don't want to give him up in a deal like this. But I gotta try to get KD back. If I'm the Warriors, I gotta try to bring him back, bro. And I don't know how Draymond feel about that. I don't know how KD feel about that. But again, I'm the organization. I don't care. I don't care. We gonna get him here. We gonna figure it out. That's how I look at KD. He's that kind of guy. You get him here, you figure it out. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it, man. KD is on the move. I think the most likely place for him to land is probably Portland. And the reason why I say that is because Dame put that up there. He put that on IG, and Dame don't play around like that. Dame ain't the kind of dude that's going to stir up no nonsense. Dame ain't the kind of dude that's going to beg nobody to come play with him. He ain't the kind of dude that's going to say, oh, you want to come here? I ain't never seen him do that. Not one time. This, to me, signals some real stuff. Men had conversations. You understand what I'm saying? Dame is from the town. And I know the town because my mom and my family from up there. They not just going to jump out the window on some, hey, would you come play with me, please? See, look how good you look in the uniform. I don't think Dame that kind of dude. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I hope if I am wrong, I am sorry. But I don't think Dame that kind of dude. I think he and KD probably already had several conversations about this. As soon as it was clear that the Nets was acting crazy, he was thinking, where can I go? Who's dedicated to win right now? Who needs me the most? It's Dame. Dame is the answer. It's been Dame. So I think they probably already have a deal in place, which is why this trade request was made, because I think he thought Kyrie was going to ultimately end up going anyway. I'm pretty sure he knew Kyrie would opt in because he's going to get his money. I think Kai would slap him in his face if he didn't. I mean, KD would probably slap Kai in his face if he didn't sign that damn extension, get that damn money, especially since we know that 5-year wasn't on the table. I would tell my friend to get that money. Ain't no way around that. So I'm sure he knew he would opt in. But I think they also knew that their future wasn't about to be together in that uniform. You know, because if friends, it's not about this. The narratives that these people will try to strum up about how guys are leaving guys and stuff like that. That's not how that goes with your buddies. Is that how it goes with you and your friends? That ain't how it goes with me and my buddies. When I told my friend Q that I was leaving North Hollywood High, do you think we had a big powwow about why I'm leaving the school and why I just transferred there for only one semester? No. See you next week. Like, I'm still gonna see you, my buddy. I'm gonna see you. We're rich. I'll see you in the Maldives in the summertime, buddy. Like, literally. So that's how I look at that situation. I don't think he and Kai are on the wrong page just because the media wants to make it look like that at all. I think they probably had many a conversation. They probably and when you're friends with somebody, in my experience of 37 years on this earth, you're gonna try to help them with what's best for them. Sometimes even if it's to the detriment of you. And so that's just what I'm sensing here. It's like, man, let's just get up out of this place. This ain't what we thought it was gonna be. This ain't the dream we had for Harden. He gone. Let's just get to situations that can help our careers get back to where they need to be. We got swept out of these playoffs, and it ain't because we suck. It's because the Nets were not able to surround us with the right stuff. Are they gonna be able to do that this summer, this upcoming off season? You have to answer that question for yourself. But if I'm them, I'm saying probably not. No. I recognize that dude is stressed in there. Sean Marks wants freedom. So I recognize that too if I'm those two stars. I get his position. You think those two guys don't get his position? They get his position. If they were in his shoes, they'd probably be wanting to get rid of them too. So I think that we need to start giving respect to the perspectives of our athletes, because clearly they can see things just like we can. So, I mean, and they're privy to what's going on in their own lives. So I just don't buy the narratives. Oh, he's leaving Kyrie. He didn't talk to him. Oh, he couldn't wait to get away from Bron. These dudes text each other all day long, man. You know, if there's conversations to be had and there's serious conversations that go bad, believe me, you probably ain't gonna even know about it. So, like, if they had any type of banter that they had any disagreements on, that's between those two. They ain't gonna let us know it, in my opinion. And right now, it looks like they're lockstep in key in regards to getting the hell up out of Brooklyn and going their separate ways, amicably, regardless of what the media is telling you. That's my opinion. That is my speculation. So, as we watch this thing play out, I'm just awaiting Kyrie Irving to the Lakers. That's pretty much it for me. I don't care about anything else. If we happen to take KD, that would be amazing, but I don't think that's in the cards. But that Kyrie to the Lakers thing, unless the Nets just feel like being petty, for which they don't have time to do, then either he's going to be sitting still while they try to figure out a trade for KD, or they're going to trade them together, or they'll probably trade KD first and then move Kyrie after that. So keep your eyes open. I think that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Now or the trade deadline, one or the other. So that's what I got, man. Laker fans, look alive. This is about as good news as we could ever find for ourselves if we want Kyrie Irving. This is the best news ever. It's the best news ever. Because ain't no way in hell Kyrie Irving's going to want to be there to start this season with KD somewhere else. Ain't no way in hell. I can speculate on that with a extreme confidence. Him and Ben Simmons, that's all they got? And whatever the plunder is from this trade? Nah. I have no doubt Kai has no regrets about getting that 37, but he's definitely getting the hell up out of there if he has any control over the situation. I know I would. So, that's what I got, man. Great day. Great day. This is a wonderful day, Laker fans, Nets fans. I know this sucks. I know this is good for you. That's why I don't feel bad for you, because I know this is good for you. This will give your team a chance to truly build a championship team. This looked like a championship team. But what it was a team that was top heavy without the ability to give itself what it needs to be a champion. Trust me on that. You would not have gotten it. So, my name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.